let's talk tire pumps. Recently I found myself wanting to optimize the weight that I'm carrying around and the size of everything for longer trips with the Sherman L. And I was carrying this thing here, which weighs almost 1 pound. If you add all the little knickknacks and accessories that come with it, I mean, this is 1 pound. And it occurred to me that I could find something super compact, which I did, which is this little Taiwan-made pump, which is super light and super small, and it's double extending too. It kind of, so it's not that bad. You just put it in there, Schrader Presto, lock it in, and this thing's coming in at an impressive 94 grams. But it occurred to me that this might be a long time to inflate a tire if the pressure is pretty low. So I've been looking at getting one of these CO2 inflators, which with a canister in it weighs it at 122. So I mean, it's not an enormous compromise compared to this, but if 1 or 2 or 3 tube things are needed in order to fill the tire, well then that becomes inefficient. So my question is, I've asked AI, I've done all that stuff. My question is, and what I want to find out is whether or not this can fully inflate a tire in an emergency of an 18-inch standard tire. So I'm going to find out. I'm going to just deflate it and throw in all the air and find out. Now, it's important to note that using CO2 as a filler has disadvantages with regards to reacting to temperature and leaking easier out of the tire. CO2 is definitely considered an emergency fill. So what you would do is fill your tire, get to a station or something like that, and then empty out and refill your tire with regular air at the very least. So yeah, let me set this up and we'll completely deflate the tire, fully inflate it with a single 16 gram, I think they're called, 16 gram CO2 cartridge from this CO2 inflator, and figure out whether or not this can save my butt, because this would be quick, and I mean it could be used to top off too, but yeah, let's find out. So I usually run this tire at, I believe it's I just installed it. I'm still getting used to it. This is the new TNT tubeless. So what do I have? I've got 30 psi. Should be a little bit more. I think I'll like this tire more at a higher pressure, but let's empty it out. You know what? Let's do this the quick way. Okay, Tara, Otto, you're gonna get scared. Whoosh, whoosh. All right, so fully deflated completely. This is a new canister that I put in just before I started filming, so I'm gonna screw it in. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Unlock it and okay, that's pretty good. Okay, this feels like it's given it everything. It's given it all she's got. Let's see if there's anything left in this can. Okay, yeah, there was really nothing left in this can. And let's see how much air we got. How much pressure? 29 psi. Okay, we have our answer, 29 psi. So basically, if your tire is 100% empty, you can completely fill it. And this is a 80-90, this is the TNT. So this is a 275 by 14, 89, wait, is it 80-90? I think it is. And this is a 16 gram CO2 cartridge. I have fully depleted it from brand new all the way to empty. And the result is 29.5 psi. Let me just double check here out of curiosity. This says 30. So you have your answer. The question that remains is, if this tire were unbeaded, now one canister probably wouldn't be enough to rebead the tire because there's loss of air there and then put it back on. But then again, you couldn't, with this pump, you wouldn't be able to rebead it. Yeah, I was pretty happy when I got this pump. It's supremely small, it's very light, and there's an infinite, there's an infinite supply of air in here. But yeah, actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, I'm going to do another test. I'm going to deflate this. All right, let's do another test, just for the sake of figuring out how long it would take. I want to test this pump. I'm going to go to 20 psi, right on the money. And then I'm going to use this new little pump and, pump a little bit and see how much air I get. Let's do like 30 seconds. Okay, I didn't count that, but that was pretty short. Okay, this is freaking stuck. That would be funny. I can't get it out. That's hilarious. Okay, that's a strong seal. All right. Well, I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. So let's measure in that amount of time. Okay, I went from 20 to 23.8 psi. So this little guy can absolutely make decent adjustments on tire pressure. If you're at like 25 psi and you realize that you're a little bit low, you can bring her back up to like 30, 35 in less than a minute with this. So carrying a big heavy ass clunker like this, I don't know. I guess the benefit to this is also a power bank, but I mean, hell, this is, I don't, you know what the problem is? I don't carry this. I don't carry this with me because it's too big and it's too heavy. This is always in my bag. So I'm impressed with the CO2 cartridge. I think, I can't decide. I mean, throw some comments down there. What do you think? Fast, a little bit bigger. I mean, how much was the weight again for one full kit and maybe one spare canister? It was 163 grams. This was 94. I mean, I know I'm splitting hairs here, but if you split hairs everywhere, I've made several changes in my kit and I've managed to come out with approximately 1 pound. Now, when that pound is on your back and you're 49 years old like me, that makes a difference. So I don't know. I can't decide whether or not I should go with infinite air or super fast but CO2. What do you think? Let me know. Ciao.